Hello, sports fans.
Sports fans! Hello, Wisconsin.
Hello, Detroit. Oh gosh, guys, this is the officially unofficial Geek Channel.
With Bizarro Fat.
And Carrie doing What's Happening Wednesday. We didn't do this last week.
So it's what's happening this Wednesday. It's not what happened last Wednesday. Even though what we did would be considered last Wednesday. It's a time trip, people.
It's a time trip. We were profound one day. And yeah, we decided to not do the show last week.
Too much going on in the world.
Too much going on in the world. Too much. It didn't feel right last week.
Yeah.
I guess you could say. But anyways.
What do we do this week?
Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about what we would have talked about last week.
Oh.
Okay, so, and if we aren't getting too long in the teeth, maybe we'll talk about something else.
Like Obi-Wan Kenobi!
Yeah, so
Let's just talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi right now. It's fucking awesome. It is amazing. It's totally dope. Go watch it. There, we did the Obi-Wan Kenobi section. Let's talk about last week.
Yeah, well, if we have time, Obi-Wan Kenobi, totally awesome, totally fun.
Oh my god.
Totally just watched the 3rd episode.
Twice for me.
Yep. But if we're not too long in the teeth, we'll talk about that more. But first, in a segment, let's wait for the siren to go through here. It's been happening a lot today.
Yeah.
We live near a hospital, and so we get a lot of ambulances driving down the road near us. So it happens. You guys have probably heard it before. So, last week we were going to talk about, we had this thing where I'm kind of calling it the Cruel Summer movie watch.
Movies that we're not gonna like, that we like and stuff. You know what? You explain it, because you're better
Okay,
at that.
so here's the deal, yo. Okay, so, while Joe and I have very similar tastes in a lot of areas, okay? Sometimes we are completely different ends of a magnet in regards to certain things. And one of those things is at times, while we do like a lot of the same movies, we sometimes vary wildly in our typical taste when it comes to movies. So we've started this thing where it's going to be I'm going to pick a movie that I think Joe is going to hate. Joe is going to pick a movie he thinks I'm going to hate, and we're going to watch them, and we're going to talk about them.
But the movies that we think are going to hate, we respectively like ourselves.
Yes. We have to actually pick something that we like, because that's the whole point of it all. We're exposing each other and doing this whole genre bursting thing. Maybe. Okay, and we'll get to that in a moment. But yes, it is. I pick a movie that I think he will potentially hate. And he picks a movie that he thinks I, in turn, will potentially hate. That we both like our own movies that we've picked. Okay, so this week, which was supposed to be last week, we were going to do a Renee Zellweger special.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Joe, why don't you tell the audience what movie you picked?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4.
Yes.
The Next Generation.
And I picked for you to watch Bridget Jones' Diary.
Bridget motherfucking Jones.
2. It's like, and now for something completely different. And the way we watched it is we watched Bridget Jones' Diary first, then we watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4 right afterwards. Yeah, so we had a double feature there of Renee Zellweger. So
Really not a bad way to spend your time.
no, it's fun. It was fun. I think Joe has pretty much picked his next movie for me to watch.
Oh, yeah.
I have not yet.
Let's talk about these movies.
So let's talk about these first. And then we'll talk about the pick he has for next week. So, which one should we start with?
Let's talk about Bridget Jones.
Okay. My pick for Joe, Bridget Jones. Okay, the long and short of it, Joe, did you like it?
I did. It was a good movie. It was funny. You know what? I did not think I was going to like this movie, but I did. And I liked it, and I kind of want to watch the other two.
Yes, okay, so guys, if you did not know, Bridget Jones' Diary does have two.
It's a trilogy.
It's a trilogy, guys. Two.
It's not the Holy Trilogy, but it is a trilogy.
It's not the Holy Trilogy. That's Indiana Jones.
No, it's not. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, technically, he is looking for...
The Holy Trilogy, it's the original Star Wars trilogy. Really recognize.
Well, you know what? I only said Holy Trinity because of what he's looking for in Indiana Jones. I mean, come on.
Fair enough, but it's not.
Okay, but anyways. Alright, so it's either, depending on the way you look at it, Star Wars or Indiana Jones. Even though technically Indiana Jones has 4 movies at this time.
It's a trilogy.
We're just saying ignore the Crystal Skull ever happened.
It's a trilogy.
But anyways, so Bridget Jones' Diary, the long and short of it is you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You enjoyed it. What was your favorite character?
I like Bridget's character. She's freaking funny and spunky, and oh my god, she's hilarious. I didn't realize, like, that's what the movie was about. I thought it was, like, more going to be a serious movie. And it turns out that she's funny and witty.
Yeah.
But then you know what? I also like the dude she ends up with. Like, he's such a chode at first, and you don't like him at first. You don't like him.
You don't like him. Yeah. No, you don't at all.
Grows on you.
Yeah. Joe is referring, of course, to Mark Darcy.
Yes, Mr. Darcy.
Mr. Darcy, played by Colin Firth. Colin Firth. Okay, so here's the really cool thing that not a lot of people, well, some people realize about Bridget Jones' Diary. It's a modern retelling of Pride and Prejudice.
Did not know that.
Yeah. So, there is this, the PBS BBC Pride and Prejudice miniseries, okay, which I personally prefer all over all of the other versions, movie-wise or miniseries-wise of Pride and Prejudice. It stars Colin Firth, actually, as Mr. Darcy. Yes, so he plays Darcy in Bridget Jones' Diary, and he plays Darcy in...
That is weird.
Yeah. So, like, there's, like, if you were to watch any version of Pride and Prejudice, you would see and be able to pick out moments that are kind of like...
Kind of the same?
Yeah. Like, in particular, like, the moment in Bridget Jones' Diary where he's just, like, you know, telling her, like, all these things that are kind of weird about her, but then he's like, despite appearances, I like you just as you are. Mm-hmm. There's a similar scene in Pride and Prejudice. The character of Bridget is Lizzie. And you even have the, you know, no good scoundrel other guy, which is played brilliantly by Hugh Grant.
Yeah, jeez, man, he makes you not like him.
Yeah.
By the end. He's in the sequel, huh?
He is. He is in the sequel.
Is he more likable in the sequel?
Not by much.
Alright.
No, he is still
a skis-ball.
Still a skis-ball. So, what we have here is we have Bridget, who is visiting her parents for the turkey curry buffet, and she gets embarrassed by the fact that her mom wants to fix her up with Mark Darcy. Mark Darcy insults her when he thinks that she's not listening, but she hears him, and it upsets her because he says some very, not so nice things about our Bridget, and compares her to her mother. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, said that she dressed like her mother, and the only reason she was dressing like her mother is because her mother picked out what she wanted her to wear. But so Bridget makes the decision that she's going to start writing a diary, and to kind of like keep track of her life and try to, better everything in her life. So that's what she does, is she buys a diary.
She does that, and at her work, she starts dating her boss, and oh my God.
And the boss...
all hilarity ensues.
The boss has a connection to Mr. Darcy.
Yeah.
So Daniel Cleaver is the former best friend of Mark Darcy. And Daniel makes it seem like Mark messed around with Daniel's fiance. Yeah, his fiance. When actually it's the other way around. You find out it's the other way around by the end. And so very much you can draw parallels again with Pride and Prejudice, except it's a little bit different. The Daniel Cleaver like character in Pride and Prejudice is kind of like was friends with Mr. Darcy, but then messed around with his sister, his young impressionable sister, to try and get her money. So he's like a gold digger. And yeah. So one of my favorite moments in this movie is first moment that's one of my favorites in this movie, because I absolutely love Bridget Jones' Diary, was when she makes the decision she's going to quit.
Yes, I love that part. My favorite moment of the whole movie...
Is it the fight?
No, it's not. That's part of it, but my favorite part of the movie is when she's running out there in her underwear and she finally catches up to him. This is a sappy part, and I think it's very sappy. And she thinks that she's leaving, but he's just buying her another diary.
Yeah.
That was the sweetest thing.
Yeah. And then another one of my favorite parts is when she's got her new assignment with TV, and she has to do the fireman's pole. Slide down the fireman's pole in her butt.
You know what? I'm gonna watch the whole trilogy, man.
Oh man, no, yeah. Oh, but gosh, when he gets her the interview and then it's her birthday.
Yes.
Yeah, and the fights.
You know what? I recommend this movie to people. It's a good romantic comedy. I don't say that much because I'm not the biggest romantic comedy guy.
Yeah.
But this is a good romantic comedy.
What did you think of her friends?
Her friends were funny.
the guy that only had one hit record in the 80s.
He reminds me, he's in something. That reminds me, I got IMDb that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you were trying to guess where he was from, so.
Yeah, I got IMDb that guy. Okay, what about Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4?
Okay,
which I think is a quality movie, folks. It is a great sequel. It's funny. It's got transgender freaking Leatherface. It's bizarre. It is a bizarre slasher.
So the long and short of it, guys, is I gotta be honest. Like I am a yay and nay on this. There are elements of it that I really liked, and there are elements about it that just were like, eh. Should we rage into this on the positive, or rage in on the negative and end on the positive?
Yeah, right. Let's go with the negative and then the positive, because that's just how things should be. Come on, your positive better be Matthew McConaughey, because he is a goddamn gem in this movie.
No, sir, but we'll get to that. Okay? Negative.
All right.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that, I swear, because that is a positive. So, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you guys know what Texas Chainsaw Massacre is. Okay? We don't need to sit there and hash out exactly what's going on here. Right? You think that's...
It's a slasher movie.
It's a slasher movie with chainsaws. And it takes place in the South.
Cannibal family.
Hillbilly, cannibal family.
Yeah, it happens in the South. I bet. Can you guess what state it happens in?
Texas.
Ooh.
So it's not just a clever name. Yeah, hillbilly weirdos with chainsaws.
That's why it's so...
Cannibal weirdos with
Yes.
chainsaws.
You know, man, hillbillies are real and they will kill you.
You know, I hear you on that one. It did make me think of that that one movie where oh God, what is it? Where she has to, like, they have to kill her. The girl is the fiance, and she goes there and there's like this family ritual.
Oh yeah.
Ready or Not?
Ready or Not, yeah.
Yeah. It reminded me a little bit of Ready or Not. But, so, these teenagers just, you know, I gotta tell you something. That some of them just bloody well deserved it. The girl, it illustrates two different versions of the trauma response. The movie does. And on the bad end of it, the girl that just kind of let everything happen to her, she just kind of like went catatonic a little bit, you know. But you know, to her, to give her a little credit, she was put on a meat hook.
Yeah. Right,
you know.
back.
Yeah, and that's probably going to take the wind out of anyone's sails.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, you don't have, like, it's one of these things where it's like you want to have some likable characters that you want somebody to get away. Okay, so you want more than one person to get away, and here's the problem: only one person does end up getting away.
Yeah, that's a typical Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
That's a typical slasher. You got your final girl.
Yeah, your final girl. Yeah, we get that. And she... See, okay, so, like, the other negative I have is we just kind of put the dude in the box and then forget about him.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah, he was not that... He was an asshole, and I would have liked to have seen him get, like, really, like... I was sitting there like, okay, when's the asshole going to die?
He suffocated. He had a long, excruciating death, suffocating. It was just off screen.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen it on screen. That would have been... That's a kill that I thought was missing from this movie. I know, you know, not everyone's going to agree with me, you know, but the thing is annoying teenage boy that was, you know, trying to tell his girlfriend that he's going to have blue balls if she don't have sex with him. That, my dad's a doctor, I know. And then he's like sitting there like, this is kidnapping. My dad's a lawyer, I know.
Yeah,
like,
your typical annoying. I really would have liked to have seen him get killed now that I think about it.
Yeah, you know what? That was a kill that I was missing. Okay, so let's talk about some things that were kind of like I'm on the fence about. The whole evil organization thing.
Yeah, you know, it's weird, especially for a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. But, you know what? I buy it because it's the 90s and things were fucking weird, and you know what?
Things are weird now.
Yeah, things are weird now.
Now, is this something that's kind of a thing in any of the others?
No.
Okay, so it's just this one where you have some weird Eastern European evil empire guy that...
No, not the Eastern Europe, man. This was the New World Order recognized before they come and get us.
Ew.
The Illuminati.
The Illuminati presence.
Don't say it on your YouTube channel. They're gonna come and get us.
Okay, so the weirdos in the limo. That's not something that's a regular thing on Texas Chainsaw, and I thought that was odd.
Yeah.
But apparently our killer extraordinaire, torture expert, Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey recognized is amazing in this movie.
Matthew McConaughey, who never, ever, ever lets one movie go by without reminding us that he was in Dazed and Confused, friends.
I honestly think this was filmed before Dazed and Confused. But hey,
No, it was not.
it was not, alright.
It was not.
We got Dazed and Confused come out.
That's like an early, like,
Oh, it's early 90s?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
man,
like so like this released in like 1995, 96, something like that. I think Dazed and Confused is, if I remember correctly, like a 92, 93 kind of thing.
Oh, alright.
So,
My bad.
the man that never lets us forget for one moment that he was in Dazed and Confused. I legit like sat there and was like, oh my god, he just did it. He just did it.
He does it.
He just did the alright. He just did it. Oh my god.
Yeah, but he's doing it crazy style now. He's not alright in the head this time.
Isn't it always crazy style when he does it?
Yeah, you're right. You know what? Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey has crazy eyes, and we all love him for it.
I don't know him. I don't know his politics, but I like him.
You remember that
Don't tell
time
me he's
period?
Chud.
You remember that time period when like Matthew McConaughey was just always ending up on a beach and he was
Yeah.
playing the tangos, shirtless all the time.
Yeah.
Oh my god! It seemed like everybody was spawning Matthew McConaughey on the beach, various times, days, shirtless, playing tangos.
No, that wasn't, man. That was a good time in his life, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm sure he's finding ways to keep himself busy now. I'm sure. I hope. But anyways, Matthew McConaughey, he is demented.
Yeah, dude.
Like, the weird leg thing just added to it too.
Yeah,
like
right.
the mechanical leg. Like, what the fuck? This guy
It
is
seems
like.
stupid, but it's like a pretty cool gimmick. I don't know why.
It seems stupid, but it made him like, how did that happen? Exactly how dangerous are you, motherfucker, that this happened to you?
Yeah.
And they've got this whole like Stockholm syndrome kind of thing going on with this girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like, do you get the idea that the girlfriend was somebody that he kidnapped, and then she was just into it?
Well, no, she said that she left her husband for him. But
Oh.
maybe that means he killed her husband, and did some.
She just, the thing is like, regardless of what she said, there's a lot of times where I don't think she was completely honest about everything.
Yeah, true.
So, and left her husband, could mean anything, okay? The thing is it seemed like it was very much a Stockholm syndrome kind of situation where he kidnapped her and she's like, you know what? You are a fucking terror, but, you've got pretty eyes, And I think I'm into this, and it's kind of weird. It's actually very weird.
It's super weird.
It's super fucking weird, but yeah, you definitely get the idea that it's kind of like a whole Stockholm syndrome thing, and she is willing participant, obviously. So we have Renee Zellweger.
Yeah. Final girl.
I gotta tell you something. Like, okay, so you remember when we watched both the original version of Night of the Living Dead and the like early 90s, late 80s version?
Yeah. Slovenian remake, yeah, which is superior.
Yeah,
Every way.
so we have two different versions of Barbara
Mm-hmm.
in those two movies.
Yeah, what does that have to do with this?
Well, I'm getting to that. What I'm trying to say is,
I'm stoned, Carrie.
I know you're stoned, honey. The idea that we have, you can have the catatonic Barbara in the original Night of the Living Dead, or you can have the remake Night of the Living Dead Barbara who actually does stuff and kicks ass, has a fucking sass, to which most people would say I prefer the original because it's the original, but no, oh no, I prefer the new one because we have this final girl that has some sass, is a fighter. And that's kind of how I felt about Renee Zellweger in this film. Like, I love when we've got this person. She is backed into a fucking corner up against the wall. And like, the thing is the stuff that I did like about this film really was mostly her. Like, because when she's backed up against the wall, when she's backed into the corner, she snaps.
Yeah.
She snaps back. She doesn't cower. She doesn't, whatever. She's just like, you know what? Either fucking let me go or kill me. Okay? And I'm not going to let you just have it either. Okay? I'm going to try to kick your ass. And I love that. I love that. I love that kind of sass that happens with this character. Even when she, like, oh man, when Leatherface is chasing her down the road at the end, and she gets in the car.
In the car or
the limo.
Okay.
And she's just like, oh God, am I gonna, you fuck, to the Eastern European Bauer dude, right? And she is never beaten throughout this movie. Never once beaten. Like, not, guys, she gets beat up. Okay, what I'm meaning is, she is never completely giving up at any point. Like, even in that moment, she's ready to open that door probably and tuck and roll.
Yep.
Until she realizes that she's going to be taken somewhere where she can get out and leave. So, like, that's the other thing. Like, so is this supposed to be like this, big old thing where she goes to the police station? This is the end of the movie. That's it.
Yeah.
So what happens?
It's like, you're not good with horror movies. That's just the end of the movie.
No, but come on. Okay, so,
You write this after every horror movie because you want it to go on a little bit longer. And I get that. Horror movies do that sometimes. But with slashers, she got to the police station. You want to know what happened? They never found the rich people because they're rich and powerful. They probably never found the freaking cannibal family because they got moved out of that house or something. Or they can't even do anything because they're connected.
Still seems like a big hole. Like, what happened after that? But anyways.
It's ambiguous. It's just up to your imagination.
So, yeah. Renee Zellweger. Double movie, double feature.
I wonder if there's more movies with her in it that I would like.
I'm sure we could find some, but that's we're not gonna
Yeah, we're not gonna dedicate the channel to Renee Zellweger.
We're not gonna dedicate the channel to Renee Zellweger as easy as it might be.
Maybe we should, but we won't.
I mean, we could talk about Empire Records.
We could. Well, let's not
go there.
Too many people talk about it. Everybody likes it.
Everybody likes Empire Records. So here's the thing. Joe has already picked his next movie to give me.
Oh, yeah!
The movie that he likes, that he's pretty gosh darn sure, because I
hate this movie.
I have expressed my utter distaste and disinterest with ever watching this movie or any movie from this line of movies, because there's multiple. There are 9.
There's 10.
10? I thought there was 9.
There's 9 in the main series, and then there's 1 in an extra series.
So there's spin-offs.
Yes.
Jesus fuck. Okay. I have expressed my utter distaste and disinterest with ever watching any one of these films. What are you going to be showing me, Joe?
Oh man, she's gonna watch the first of Fast and the Furious. My guilty pleasure.
Oh.
My guilty pleasure series. All of them. I love them all.
The first Fast and the Furious movie. Dear God, help me. I am still trying to figure out what to show you. You've given me some ideas. You have. So guys, you know, let's just do this here. Let's just do this here. I want the fairy tale. And if you're a person that knows Julia Roberts, you know the reference I just made. Guys, I'm gonna make him watch Pretty Woman.
Oh God, no.
I want the fairy tale.
There's nothing about that movie that sounds good to me.
Oh, I think I may have found one that he might dislike, guys. Pretty Woman, starring Richard Gere, Julia Roberts. Yeah. And he will get that reference once he watches the movie.
I don't get it.
Yeah, you don't get it, but anyone that has ever seen Pretty Woman knows what it means when someone says, "I want the fairy tale." And it is
It's
so.
not a prostitute. It must be about some sort of thing.
Oh, a sex worker, please.
You're right, sex worker. My bad.
Yes. Even though back then she was referred to as a prostitute, but yeah, that's neither here nor there. But anyways. Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Which deals with fast cars.
And family.
Dude bros.
And family.
And fast cars.
And family.
And Pretty Woman.
And family. I don't know if that's about family.
Which deals with
Rich guys.
rich dudes
Alright.
with a fast car.
Does he? What he's got? Like Maserati or something?
He's got a fast car. You will see. You will see. She loves the car. I can tell you that much. I can't remember. I remember like one of the lines is she tells him, "This thing corners like it's on rails."
Well, now I want to know what he is. I'm interested.
Plus you've got Jason Alexander.
That's right. You did say he was in that.
Yeah. So in Fast and the Furious we have Vin Diesel, which might be its saving grace for me because he's kind of a hottie.
And Paul Walker.
Paul Walker's in it.
Not a great actor, but he's in it.
Yeah, so who else is in it? Is that all we can think of right now?
I don't know their names.
Okay.
You got those guys, you got Pretty Girl,
Vin Diesel is pretty awesome though, guys. Vin Diesel is awesome. Man, someday maybe I'll have you watch The Pacifier or some shit.
A Pacifier? Oh man. No, do you actually like that movie?
What?
Do you actually like that movie?
It's funny.
I mean, it sounds like I'll give it a try.
No, but no. Next week, I am watching Fast and the Furious. Joe is watching Pretty Woman.
Does it have the song in it?
Pretty Woman. Yes, I think so. Has actually like for late 80s, early 90s soundtracks. It's not that bad. That one has the Roxette song. That has Roxette.
Really?
Yeah.
Because we've been on a roll. Every movie you've shown me so far that you think I'm not gonna like, I end up liking. Starting with Dirty Dancing, which is an amazing
Listen to your heart. No, wait, no, it's not that. That's not the song. It's It must have been love.
But it's all over now.
Yeah, that's on the soundtrack.
Cool.
Yeah, I think there might be some David Bowie on the soundtrack.
Nice.
Yeah, it's actually not a bad soundtrack, but as late 80s, early 90s soundtracks go, which most of the time, I think it does not. I think it does not.
Pinnacle of 80s soundtrack is obviously Mannequin.
Oh no. No.
This will be a topic for another day.
No. Anything that has Kenny Loggins. Pinnacle of 80s soundtrack. I hate the movie, but it's got to be Top Gun.
You don't hate Top Gun.
Yes, I do.
I just think you've never watched it all the way through, because who hates Top Gun?
I have watched it. In fact, I gave it another shot with you like a few months ago.
Did you? I could watch it again. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait.
But anyways, I mean, anything with Kenny Loggins, man. Top Gun.
You're right. Footloose.
Caddyshack.
Yeah.
I'm alright.
You know what? I'm just gonna admit it now. I don't think I've ever seen all of Caddyshack.
Excuse me?
I know. I mean, I know I like it, so it's not a movie that I've never seen it on. We should look and see if that's on and watch it today.
Okay. Joe has admitted to having. He thinks he never watched all of Caddyshack.
Yeah, I mean, I know a whole big.
Like the little like groundhog
yeah,
dude.
I know all that.
He's like, ooh, yeah.
But I've just never seen it all the way through. Never just watched it all the way through.
So guys, we're of course talking about Kenny Loggins, who is the king. Oh, meet me halfway. Over the Top.
Over the Top, which was on this morning.
It was?
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Okay, so Kenny Loggins is the.
Did you like Over the Top?
I did.
That's good.
I did. Kenny Loggins is the king of the 80s movie soundtrack. The king.
Anyway.
But anyways. Okay, guys, so,
next week. We already told you what movies we're watching.
We already told you what movies we're watching. Let's see here. How long in the tooth have we gotten here? Man, we've gone 37 minutes.
That's good enough.
Yeah. How about we'll talk about on the Sunday show. We'll talk about Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, that's fine.
And
Kenobi was awesome. That's all you really need to know. Go watch
Obi-Wan Kenobi was awesome. And we'll talk about spoilers of Obi-Wan Kenobi on Sunday. It's going to give you all a chance to watch it on Disney Plus. # not a sponsor. And we will go ahead and end this now. So stay tuned next week. I will be watching Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
And Joe will be watching Pretty Woman.
Oh, boy.
Oh, why do we torture each other such? Actually, I haven't really been torturing you. You've actually been liking these.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
You're gonna like it.
You think I'm gonna like Fast and Furious?
You're gonna be like, yeah, this is a family.
I don't know. Maybe its saving grace is gonna be Vin Diesel, and the fact that there's cars.
Yeah, you know what? You're not gonna like the next few then.
Because there's no Vin.
Yeah, and for a little bit, Vin Diesel quit the series, and then he came back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just got to get through the one, and then we'll be good. But
you'll get invested. Don't worry. You'll be like, all right, we're gonna watch 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't Hobbs and Shaw have that that one gentleman? God, what's his name?
Idris Elba?
Oh, is he in it?
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking of him. Who's that one dude? Is he British or Australian? Jason Statham.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Jason Statham is awesome.
Well, then you're gonna like the later movies. Yeah, you just gotta get to them.
Okay. Well, I'll let you guys know what I think next week. But until next time, I'll be seeing you guys on Sunday. And next week, obviously, you know where to find us. What's happening Wednesday. So anyways, guys, this has been the officially unofficial Geek Channel. I'm your host, Carrie Quinn, and with me this evening was Joe at BizarroFet on Twitter. Follow him. Excuse me, at Fet Bizarro.
At Fet Bizarro.
At Fet Bizarro on Twitter. Follow him. He is also on Instagram as well.
Yeah, sometimes I post there.
Yeah, sometimes he's on there. But yeah, you know where to find me too. So you guys have a great evening, and I'll be seeing you Sunday. Bye!